My number 7 on the list is actually True Grit, a modern take on the Western, I guess you could say, by the Coen brothers, who are once again diving into territory that most people probably would think that they wouldn't want to touch. But they did such a great job in this movie. It's starring Jeff Bridges as Rooster Cogburn. Chatty U.S. Marshal, I guess we can call him. Where oftentimes he goes on these, like, he's a rambling derelict, basically. He just goes on these drunken rants. But the drunken rants are fantastic, and they're really funny.
Believable.
They're very believable.
Yeah.
His performance is nothing short of amazing, I thought. It was just so good, and he was so convincing in that part. And Matt Damon also is in the movie as a Texas Ranger, LaBouffe. And he does a great job. Honestly, I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, I know,
first.
that mustache.
And he gained a little weight, it looked like, for the movie, too. And the accent, and just the way he played it, he was so full of himself, so cocky. I believe that. The real standout of the movie, though, was the 14-year-old girl. Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah.
Oh, my. She was fast-talking, hard-dealing, but yet she had, like, this innocence about her. And you could tell her age, but she was like a girl who was obviously, due to circumstances, was forced to grow up. Another pair of guys who I think don't get enough credit in the movie is Josh Brolin and Barry Pepper as the bad guys, the two bad guys.
Yeah,
Barry Pepper, I couldn't even recognize at first. Nobody did. We and my partner here were actually watching the movie, and then not until the credits we realized, oh wow, that's Barry Pepper, really? They both do a fantastic job as the bad guys, and you really strongly dislike them, actually. And I thought Josh Brolin did a great job as
Tom Chaney.
Chaney, the guy who's kind of a bad guy, who's a bit of a dimwit, though, but who's almost upset at people thinking he's a dimwit. I don't want to give too much away, just you really learn to care about these characters, and you really care about the relationship, and you can tell they care about each other, and the relationship and bond they build with each other is fantastic.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I don't... It's on my runner-up. It's like number 11 on there.
Yeah.
So, I still don't think it's better than No Country for Old Men, but it's a different kind of movie. And it's not better than Fargo, but it's still one of the year's best movies. So, definitely a good pick. So, here's the trailer.
Mr. Cogburn, in your 4 years as U.S. Marshal, how many men have you shot?
Shot or killed?
Let us restrict it to killed so that we may have a manageable figure.
Mr. Cogburn?
What do you want, girl?
I'm looking for the man who killed my father. The man's name is Tom Chaney, and I need somebody to go after him.
What's your name?
My name is Maddie Ross. Are you some kind of law?
I'm a Texas Ranger. I know Chaney. It is at least a 2-man job taking him alive.
Marshal Cogburn? Can we depart this afternoon? I'm going with you.
Congratulations, you graduated from marauder to wet nurse.
We're being followed.
What do we do, Marshal?
You missed your shot, Cogburn.
Just let this go.
I thought you were going to say the sun was in your eyes. That is to say, your eye.
You got a lot of experience with bounty hunters, do you?
That is a silly question. I am 14.
You can run on for a long time.
Time for you to go home.
I don't like you. I will not go back, not without Chaney, dead or alive.
Sooner or later, gotta cut you down.
Chaney's here! Help me, Marshal!
Now what, Cogburn?
Them boys don't think about the wrath that's about to set down on him. Chaney and his gang are rough lot.
I do not regret shooting your father. I will kill this girl!
Biggest mistake you ever made.
Tell them that God's gonna cut you down.
Help me!
I can do nothing for you, son.
So, number 7 on my list, film not seen by many. I was lucky enough to see it. I think it was out on our theater for about a week in California. It's Robert Duvall's Get Low. Basically, it's tells the story of the first man who wants a living funeral. I know it sounds not all that fascinating. I can tell David's about to fall asleep right here.
I've actually seen the trailer for it, and I was interested in seeing it. Just it was one of those movies that you really can't find anywhere.
Yeah.
I've seen a number of trailers. I've seen the trailer for it, and I thought that was such an interesting concept. Somebody who actually wants his own funeral. And Robert Duvall is such a great actor. I've loved him since I saw him in the movie Colors, and then saw him in The Apostle.
Yeah, Godfather.
And of course, he was in The Godfather. Fantastic movie.
Yeah, what did he won for Tender Mercies in 1983? So he, he's great. Bill Murray's great. He's getting old. He's getting. I feel like.
You feel like Bill Murray's getting old?
No,
You're just realizing this
no,
now?
I'm feeling just like.
Come on.
I started realizing in Lost in Translation, which I loved. But I feel like where's my Bill Murray Groundhog Day Bill Murray? So.
Oh my God, Groundhog Day.
I love you don't like Groundhog Day?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well,
repeating the same day over and over again just does not appeal to me.
Well, it has a nice mix of yeah, that's something else. But anyways, Josh Lucas is in there, Sissy Spacek, a great ensemble cast, and usually with ensemble cast, it's usually a flop. I don't know what happened. I think it's just like so many talents who want screen time, and it just turns into like messing with a movie. But yeah, so
basically.
Here's the trailer.
What can we do for you, sir?
I'm after a funeral.
Boy, are you in luck. Solid pecan, steel handles, whatever you want.
Party.
A what?
A funeral party. And I want to be there.
You will be, I guarantee you.
I want to be there now.
Alive? You want to have a funeral party while you're alive so you can go.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I want everybody to come who's got a story to tell about me.
I heard the most awful things about him when I was a kid.
How do you get people to come tell stories about you that I'm guessing might get them, shot? Is it just me, or is he extremely articulate when he wants to be? We have a plan.
We're going to run an ad in some papers about your party.
You want me to look like this?
Yes.
A crazy old nutter draws more.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
1,000 years ago, he was the most interesting man I'd ever met. I wondered if you were still under that beard.
Wouldn't know where else to go.
Mr. Felix Bush, the mysterious hermit from Caleb County. How are you today, sir?
I am.
40 years. We shut yourself off like that. Now, why would you do that, Mr. Bush?
Come to the funeral, maybe you'll find out.
He has a way of making people do what he wants.
Truth is, nobody knows what he's capable of. Maybe even he doesn't know.
Yeah, what are you gonna do now?
I've done a lot of things in my life, but I've never done this. Many of you have heard stories about Mr. Bush, but today I'm told that we're going to hear another kind of story. His.
About time for me to get low.